And it says I'm live, and we'll see. Anyway, welcome to the Tuesday Follies in North Texas. Is anybody out there? Yeah, I guess we'll see. See if anybody shows up. Hey, RK's there. Are you having fun digging out down where you are? Question mark. Yes, I'm freezing my ass off. It was -6 up here this morning. If you're wondering why I'm by myself, we have a slight issue with COVID-19 up here right now. And that I had to haul my roommate to the hospital last night with double pneumonia and COVID-19. So my butt is going to be quarantined for the next 10 days. Yeah, lovely. Hey, John. At least I'm not as frozen as John is, although I do have at least one frozen water pipe. Yeah, they got him. They've got him on remdesivir right now, so uh, he's apparently feeling better because he's griping about the food. Yeah, hospital food. There's no such thing as good hospital food. Uh, Yay! All the pipes are unfrozen. Vitamin D, yes, that is definitely on the list. I'm actually already taking it, so. Uh, oh, damn, RK, the what? The water company wellheads froze. That's bad. Yeah, thanks, Jess. I'll pass that along. Don't know how long I'll go today since I'm by myself, and the DOG may want to go out like he has been every half hour for the last 10 hours. But some interesting things. Oh, well, there's Ian. Abilene shut down water to all residents. Oh, good. Shoveling the snow for flushing. We're not to that point yet, and I hope we don't get there. It supposedly is going to start warming up tomorrow for versions of warm. The one thing that I do truly hope is that this is going to kill the damn bugs down here. And I got people trying to text me, so pardon the dings. I'm just going to ignore them for a while. Oh, damn, Ian, that's on the good bad scale, not good. Yeah, toilet's frozen. Oh boy. I don't even want to think about that one. In the news for what's passing for news these days, uh, the swearing was biblical. Yeah, I can imagine. Sunday, in the midst of everything else going on, major storm, the Super Bowl, et cetera, et cetera, Biden came out with a list of gun control measures and apparently is going to do his damnedest to ram them through Congress. And failing that, will go to a EO. And it's about what we expected. Uh, no assault rifles, for which there is no definition. No high capacity magazines, no definition. And we'll see where it plays out. Some of the other things, obviously, and I got a bunch of people messaging me. Well, I'll get around to them. Yeah, we've seen a little bit of sunshine. It just started snowing again a few minutes ago. So, yeah, typical Democrat. This is record cold for this part of Texas, especially for the length of it. What is he rattling about now? Let's see here. A duckling of pure rage. Yep, not going to address that one. Oh, yeah, -6 this morning was a tad chilly. It was actually colder this morning than it was yesterday morning, which is odd. And yeah, I mean, cold is relative when you're getting to this kind of temperatures. Oh, John had just piped in $200 per tax per magazine on ones that hold more than 10 rounds. Good friggin' luck with that. There are, conservatively millions of ARs out there. There are probably close to a billion magazines out there. There's no way it'll ever get enforced. They're going to see the same kind of compliance that they saw in New York SAFE Act and in Connecticut, which is 10% or less. But what you got to remember is their goal is to turn us all into criminals. And this will be a hell of a good step in that direction. Yeah, and Ian says, houses in Texas have an R value insulation for 20 to 30 degrees for a day, or less. So yeah, we're not set up for this kind of weather. Yeah. There are also STL files for printing many of the more popular mags. Yes, there are, Jesse. And Ian brings up another good point. The hundreds of thousands of new McMansions built for the incoming east and left coasters are electrical everything. So they're going to be without power in these rolling blackouts, which means they have no heat, which means the pipes are going to freeze, and ad infinitum. They're saying this is a 100-year event. I don't know whether, well, I won't be here in 100 years. Don't know who around here will. But every time they say that, things keep coming up. Things keep happening. And the 100-year event becomes a 10-year event, becomes a 5-year event, etc. So, yeah. Yes, Jesse, sitting in the dark third world conditions, the California transplants are finally feeling at home. Yeah, they, yeah, Ian, actually, some of them do that. They crank the electrical furnaces, the electrical ovens, and the electrical ranges up to max, and then wonder why their power goes out. The other thing that nobody has talked about, which is kind of surprising, is the whole issue with sunspots, because we're in a global minima right now. And this is, depending on the researcher, and I can't remember her name out of Russia, Z something. This is a 400-year maximum minimum. Ian brings up another good point. We're on our own grid down here. And how's that green energy work? Well, it's not, because all the windmills and wind turbines are frozen. So they're not turning. And the snow is on the solar collectors. So they're not working. So we were down, when I checked it, 10 o'clock this morning, we were down to less than 2,000 megawatts emergency power. Zarakova, thank you. That was her name. So, we may be in for a couple of years of this. Mine go through, thankfully, the slab. But yeah, with no water coming in, you don't know yet. I think I've got at least 2 frozen pipes, and they're to my washer and dryer. So well, my washer. 35 to 70 years. I think that was full cycle. Half cycle is 22 years, 21 to 22 years. Yeah, Richard, you're right. We also paid attention to that in anti-submarine warfare. That was what gave us our alpha index for magnetics. Good luck finding a 10 to 12 kW generator anytime in the next few months, John. Every one that anybody even thought about producing is probably already sold. Main from the road was laying open on the rock when we brought the plane. Yeah, that's not a good one. That's yeah, RK, y'all were smart to bury it yourselves. Tamitha Skov is another good one, Richard. I've seen some stuff by her. She is like Zukov, just about dead on the money. Yeah, yeah, it's assuming you can get out tomorrow, John. The other thing I wanted to touch on, get off the weather and the guns for a minute, is the sheer stupidity that the Oregon Department of Education has done. They are requiring or encouraging math instructors to enroll in a course called A Pathway to Equitable Math Instruction. It's an 82-page guide that lists the ways in which white supremacy is perpetuated in math class. So what that does is that perpetuates education harm on Black, Latinx, and multilingual students, denying them full access to the world of mathematics. The guide offers a framework for deconstructing racism in mathematics. Visibilizing, yeah, okay, whatever that word meant, the toxic characteristics of white supremacy culture with respect to math. Examples that they provide, including asking people to show their work. Asking people to show their work is white supremacy. And it reinforces paternalism and worship of the written word. I'm quoting exactly from what they sent out. Worship of the written word is an alleged foundation of the white supremacy culture, which reinforces documentation and writing skills. Yeah, John, it's, yeah, I worked with 4 Black PhDs in my life's career. Every damn one of them could outdo me by about a factor of 10, logarithmic on math. They're smart because they want to be. Yeah, Ian, yeah. Well, our written words apparently don't pay enough. And we're the wrong kind of writer anyway. The other thing that was interesting in this email that was sent out says, math classes that focus on helping students get the right answer are also a form of perpetuating white supremacy. Calling answers right and wrong perpetuates objectivity, which is considered a tenet of white culture. So, if you, I can't even do this with a straight face. So if you're calling answers right or wrong in math, you do away with that? Yeah, I don't even have any words for that. Oh, Jesus. And that's just, and it goes on and on. Upholding the ideas that there are always right and wrong answers perpetuates objectivity. Tracking students is also considered problematic. Tracking students is a form of, oh, you're going to love this one, paternalism and power hoarding, as it's based on the idea that adults know what is right for the student. Oh, reading that garbage makes my head hurt. Woko Harem. Ian, you ain't right. You ain't right. Ain't been right for a while. And yes, Baen Books is now being targeted. There have been some rumors going around about that. One of the things they're apparently trying to do is Tony Weisskopf, who is the senior editor at Baen, was supposed to be the guest of honor editor at Worldcon this year. And apparently now the Wokies are doing their best to get that done away with. Of course, they pretty much have already killed Worldcon, I believe, because trying to think of the best way to say this, the people that knew how to run a con have gotten so fed up with Worldcon they've left. And now it's a bunch of Wokies that are running around inviting everybody, and it's going to cost them a butt ton of money that they don't have to make trophies for everybody, because apparently now everybody is considered a finalist. Raptor apparently still is in the woke side of the house. I think most of us gave up on it and went to Dragon Con. At least Dragon Con, the actual readers do have a vote, which I think is a good thing. Yeah, well, I've never been that interested in the Hugos in probably the last 10 years, because the writing was not that good to me. An audience of a few hundred to 1,000, yeah. It's called snow, Ian, because the damn Yankees still haven't come and got their weather out of our front yards. Sarah, some people that were the senior con runners, my understanding, the senior con runners at the Worldcon know how important Baen is to science fiction, because they publish the majority of stories that people actually read. Unlike some of the others that I won't go into that are woke fiction, message fiction under the guise of being science fiction. Quite honestly, I look at it and go, this is nothing but a screed. It's not even, there was no storyline, there was no plot, there was no nothing. I don't care, Raptor. Winter is y'all's, not ours. Come get this crap out of my yard. Yeah, Jesse, we actually do stories that actually sell. And Baen does too, quite well, as a matter of fact. Speaking of selling, actually my little Western is up, doing fairly well. And got some nice reviews. I knew I was going to get bitched at for the cover, and I did. And I understand that, and I can live with that. I hope you like the Western. It's not message fiction. I try to write from a historical perspective, and yeah, Ian, I like the Benjamin Awards too. One thing I would ask is honest reviews. I have no problem with somebody complaining about the cover. I knew that was coming because it doesn't fit with what most people think of as a correct cover these days. Because it's dark, it's hard to make out, and it's basically a bunch of blobs and a splash of white. But that cover is a almost perfect capture of one of the main plot points in the book. That's why I went with it. And I will let you know, I went with it over the objections of my artist who does my covers. So any problem is on me. It's not on anybody else. The other thing is that, trying to tell a good story, my opinion, only my opinion, trying to tell a good story is something that I work at, and I rely on my blog readers, my alpha and beta readers, and other friends to help me make the story better. Yeah, my name may be on the bottom line as the author, but I am one of conservatively about 25 people that all put that book together. The cover for book 6. Ian, it's a good thing I can't see you for 10 days because I can't beat on you. There will be another book in that series. It is planned as a series right now. We'll see where it goes. But I'm working right now on a science fiction, the 4th in the science fiction series, and put one of those snippets up today. Shut up, Ian. I do know where you live, and I do have something that'll reach out that far. But it's writing is a solitary thing in and of itself. Yes, it's in RimWorld, Sarah, and this is back to my original set of characters. Yes, Richard, my roommate got a diagnosis last night, so I'm stuck for the next 10 days. And some of us are getting tested in the next couple of days to see if we were also infected. Ian, yes, this one stars Ethan Fargo and his crowd again, Sarah. There are a few twists in this one that should keep people either interested or run away screaming, one or the other. Either way, we're going to have fun with it. You're out of reach for now, Ian. For now. Something else, going back to the news, it chaps my ass is the whole thing with the Lincoln Project. Now that it's melting down and the truth is coming out, and they're finding out that, the only reason these people really did this was to make money. Yeah, RK, the best way to do that is, and I hate to say this because you probably don't have that, is some charcoal. Charcoal will take out most of those things. Anyway, getting back to the Lincoln Project. One of the founders, definitely don't use Kingsford charcoal. Actually, if you happen to have any of the cowboy charcoal, it didn't affect the taste. Yeah, you've definitely got some sand down there then. Well, you're in that part of the country. Uh, Richard, we've got one of our group lost her sense of smell yesterday, day before yesterday. Now, the camping charcoal filters will work. But Lincoln Project, one of the founders, company made $20 million. Another founders company made $26 million. Apparently, they've known about the other founder trolling for little boys going back at least 6 to 9 months. But it was either covered up, ignored, or they just didn't care because they were all on the outs with Trump and the administration. So they were doing what they could to feather their own nest. And they got away with it. I doubt seriously that anything will ever be done to them. And the other news is, as of I think today, Parler is actually back up. Yeah. Yeah, milking social issues for profit. Does that sound familiar to anybody? Have we seen somebody else doing that lately? Like all Democrats? Yeah. Yeah, they are above the law. Although Cuomo is about to find out whether or not that's going to be true. And I'm going to be interested to see how many lawsuits come out of this. He apparently was on TV yesterday and gave this explanation that wasn't an explanation and assigned blame to the feds, to other people, everybody except himself, and said, you know, I was doing the right thing. I was following directions. I. You know, the thing is, when you point your finger at somebody, three of them are pointing back at you. That might be a hint. Yeah, BLM. Yeah, yeah, definitely BLM, Sarah. How much money did they get? You know, does anybody really know? Blame shifting and spin. Yes, it's exactly what it is. Yeah, RK. I was only following orders. Yes. Yeah, the problem is Rafter, he was in charge. So that doesn't fly real well. Especially when he is known to be dictatorial in his orders that he gives to his underlings. Yeah, hundreds of millions of dollars has gone into various organizations. And hey, Shield Slinger. That's it. Yeah, Joel, that's called a knife hand. Yeah. Orders from the voices in his head. I'm not sure there are any voices up there. And if they are, they're probably an echo chamber. Yeah, sometimes the buck does stop with you. And in this case, I think it may happen. It's about to happen in California, too, with Newsom. Although I would almost bet money that the Dems will throw out enough of the qualified signatures to make sure that it does not, recall does not happen. That's my prediction. You know, they're talking, I saw something this morning, they're talking about trying to get another 2 million by March. And if they do, they might survive to make the recall happen. But I think the Dems will throw out so many of them that the recall will go away. Yeah, you're right, RK. Echoes only happen in open spaces. Good point. The other Sarah. I got to call y'all Sarah 1 and Sarah 2. I don't know how to do that. Sarah S. There we go. I got a Sarah C and a Sarah S on here today. So there are a number of, you know, interesting things going on. And I think the shine is starting to wear off the Democratic administration rather quickly. Interestingly, apparently, from some back channel I got, yes, I'm going to, Sarah C., you're going to be Sarah C., yes. And the other Sarah will be Sarah S. The other back channel is that apparently nobody high up in the administration has yet to talk to Israel. Not the president, not the vice president. Apparently there's some words back and forth between state and Israel, but nothing from the front office. And that doesn't bode well, because one of the things that has kept Israel in check over the years is the United States. I can remember in 1990, or let me see, when was the first Gulf War? 1991, yeah. When Bush basically told them, if you have to stand down. If you don't stand down, we will do something about it. And then we have 1991, when Bush the Jr. was in there, and the Iraqis started, or Iranians started throwing rockets their way. And CNN was basically being used as targeting by the Iranians. And CNN said they weren't going to take it off the air. Bush called up Turner and said, you don't take it off the air, I'll shut your station down in 12 hours. 2001. Thank you, Ian. In 2001. And the other side of that coin was that the U.S. would let the Israelis go, take the reins off, let them do what they wanted. Had that happened, Iran would be a parking lot today. Be glowing a nice blue glow. Wouldn't have to worry about salting it. There would be enough salt there that wouldn't be a problem for the next 10,000 years. What the Dems don't understand, what a lot of people here don't understand, is that the Israelis have been at war since day one. They have never, in their entire existence in this century, not been at war. From 1948 on, somebody has been fighting them. They are tired of it. And they have the means and the method to take other people out. They have not done it because of U.S. cooperation. Yes, they definitely have the willpower to do it. They definitely have the willpower to do it. And this whole thing, it's goes back to Abraham and his sons. It's a good point, Richard. The other thing that's interesting that popped up today, or actually popped up yesterday. Yeah, Ian, we just, we won't mention that. There has never been any cooperation, legally cooperation between any non-aligned countries in the world. We know that. So, yeah, stop that. Yeah, Richard, you can drill sideways, but 500 miles is kind of a long way to drill sideways. Yeah, fish heads for crawfishing is, that's going to kill your sense of smell anyway, Julian. That's a good point. But the other thing that I wanted to, tunneling. Yeah, that's a long tunnel. The other thing is, now the National Guard, which was supposedly going to be out of the Capitol in mid-March, has now been requested to stay through the fall by persons unknown for reasons unknown. Sarah, I'm not sure he's talked to the UK either. I know he's talked to Germany. Yeah. Yeah, Ian, they were saying this morning they want the troops to stay there until the fall. And we know at least 5 states have already pulled their troops out of D.C. And, that's basically, if they stay till fall, that's a full deployment. What the hell do they need to, I still don't, and nobody I've talked to knows why or can point to an actual reason why they need to be there. Now they finally got them out of the parking structure, Richard, but he did. Trump did open up his hotel to him, which I'm sure spun the Dems up even more. Oh, Biden did call Boris Johnson on 23rd. Okay, I was not aware of that. They don't have enough barracks for everybody, Richard. Some of them are ending up in hotels, but the interesting part is they're all out in the hinterlands. So they're getting an hour or 2 bus ride each way every day. Yeah, the flyover routes are getting uppity. You think, Raptor? Maybe. Maybe the handwriting's on the wall. We've had enough of this shit. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that, Ian. Just after Biden said Brexit was a mistake. Yeah, RK, I wouldn't say we've been uppity. I would say we've probably been, fairly direct in what we say and how we say it. We're not politicians. We don't get, we don't play word games. We say what's on our mind. And we don't usually couch it in polite terms. I mean, hell, that's, during most of my naval career, I was told by multiple COs, including a couple of admirals, that A, I couldn't spell tact, and B, I had no couth. And I went, you hired me. You knew what you were getting. And both of them kind of went, yeah, we did. You're doing a good job. But, there was always that but on the end of that statement. Because I would get the job done. I might do it not necessarily the way they wanted it done, but I usually got the job accomplished. I'm going to take that one as a compliment, Sarah. We've rubbed off on you. That's not, I don't think, a bad thing. Of course, you were already there. You had a head start on us anyway with yours and your hubby's interaction, shall we say. Yeah, tax are things he used to put things on a bulletin board. Actually, Richard, what a friend of mine used for targets at 300 yards on a rifle range when he was practicing. He would shoot thumbtacks at 300 yards, and he would be pissed if he missed more than 2 out of 20 at 300 yards. Good point, Ian. Good point. It's funny when Ian's accent comes out even in his writing. And I'm getting the DOG sitting here and bumping my leg and whining. I hate to do this, folks. I think I'm going to have to end it here and go let the DOG out before he does something in the floor that I don't want to see. I will be back on Thursday. God willing, the creek don't rise. And rest of this week and next week, I'll be by myself. So I appreciate your tuning in. And all I can say is don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff. And yes, it's okay to laugh at Ian and his accent. Y'all have as good a week as you can. And and we will talk to you later. Or I'll talk to you later. Take care, folks. Be safe. Stay warm.